Ever thought about the mess that can happen when a person, fully driven by their own selfish wants, decides not to change their ways? It's amazing to think about how much impact this can have. We're going to look at stories that make us question what we think we know. Check out eye-opening examples of things God does to narcissists, and discuss theories that try to make sense of all this. So, hang on tight. We're starting a journey that will challenge what you think you know about narcissists. First, God gives the narcissist endless chances to change. But what does the narcissist do with these opportunities? They waste them. This might surprise some people, but it shows God's viewpoint on this issue. God's patience and kindness are not just for good people. They are for everyone, even those trapped in their own self-love. But the narcissist, because of their arrogance, often rejects this kindness from God. God's love is huge and unlimited. He never gives up on the narcissist, always offering a chance to change. On this journey, filled with many chances for self-understanding and growth, the narcissist is expected to recognize their harmful actions, understand the pain caused others, and make needed changes. The kindness from God comes in different forms, often through different people and situations. It could be a truthful friend, a thoughtful book, a big life event that shakes their self-centered world, or even a quiet moment of thinking that sparks a realization. God's kindness works quietly but constantly, pushing the narcissist towards self-improvement and growth. But sadly, the narcissist often wastes these chances offered by God's kindness. Wrapped up in their own world, they fail to see the signs from God patiently encouraging them to accept change, missing the hints, ignoring the warnings, and not appreciating the chances given for their own change. They might even twist these opportunities to feed their self-love instead of stopping it. Mystery of the narcissist's journey. Despite being soaked in endless chances for change, they choose to stick with their harmful ways. They are given a chance to escape and break free from their self-made chains, but they choose to stay prisoners of their own pride. So even though they have many opportunities, the narcissist often stays the same. This leads us to our second, getting rid of the things that feed their self-love, something we will talk about in the next part. 2. Cuts off their support system. This move shakes things up, making the people who love themselves too much lose their balance. What are these support systems? They are the people, situations, praise, and approval that these self-loving individuals rely on to keep feeling important. Important. You see, these people are actually full of doubt about themselves. Their grand show is just to hide a shaky sense of self-worth that can easily be hurt by any kind of criticism. They constantly crave for endless praise and approval to keep up this fake, and they get this fuel from the world around them. But when something magical happens, this fuel supply gets cut off. Maybe these self-loving individuals start losing their charm, and people start to see their sneaky ways. Maybe praise they were used to starts to lessen, or maybe the situations they manipulated their advantage are no longer in their control. This loss of support forces these individuals face their own doubts. Without the constant praise, their inflated self-image to crumble. The distorted picture of perfection they've been showing to the world is now turned back on them, and they are forced to face the tough reality of who they really are. Their real identity is usually a lot different from the grand image they've built up. Without their support, they can't hide from their doubts, worries, and deep feelings of not being good enough. This process is hard, like peeling the layers of an onion to reveal the tender heart inside. And this, my friends, is where change can happen. It's in this raw state, where these self-loving individuals come face to face with their real selves, that there's a chance for them to change. But whether they decide to grab this opportunity is a completely different story. With their support gone, they're left to face their true selves. But remember, it's always darkest before the dawn, and morning brings the hope of a new beginning. 3. Lets them live in a pure state of dissatisfaction and dysphoria. Imagine always wanting something, but never being able to get it. This is the life of a narcissist. Not because they can't achieve their goals, but because they never stop wanting more. They're always looking for praise, admiration, power. But these things are like a mirage in a desert, always out of reach. This unhappiness is what God lets the narcissist experience. It's not a punishment like a lightning strike or a locust invasion. It's more subtle than that. It's a constant feeling of not being satisfied, a thirst that can't be satisfied. It's feeling uncomfortable with the world and themselves. It's like looking in a mirror and seeing their own flaws and how they've hurt others. God knows that the most important lessons come from within. So he lets the narcissist go through this inner struggle. But why, you might ask? The answer is simple: growth. We learn and change through hardship and challenges. We rethink, replan, reassess our actions when we're unhappy. This unhappiness can be a wake-up call for the narcissist. Can help them see the harm they've done, the pain they've caused. It's a chance for them to get better. But the narcissist often wastes this chance. They're so focused on themselves, their own desires, that they don't see the harm they're causing. They don't see their unhappiness as a chance to change. But even when they fail, even when they refuse to change, there's a lesson to be learned. Because in their unhappiness, the narcissist has to face the consequences of their actions. They have to face the harm they've caused. In their unhappiness, the narcissist has to face the results of their actions, but they often choose to blame others instead. Fourth, narcissists are left alone. When God leaves, the narcissist ends up alone. This isn't just a random thing, it's part of a bigger plan to show the narcissist the real results of their actions. Still, many times the narcissist doesn't take this lesson to heart. The loneliness they feel is not just physical, also emotional and spiritual. It's a lasting reminder of the relationships they broke and the love they wasted because they only cared about themselves. When God steps back, it does three things. It shows the narcissist the consequences of gives them a chance to think about themselves and calls them to make a change. But when left alone, the narcissist often decides to stay stuck in their self-centered world, not realizing the true cost of their actions. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, give thumbs up. For more videos like this, hit subscribe button.